Hi, this is Teresa LaFleur, and we're talking about Chapter 6 today. This chapter really it focuses on the physical documentation and storage of your information. Most of the storage that is done physically are done in some type of a file cabinet. There are several types. There's a lateral, there's a shelf, there's rolling, a lot of different file cabinets. You won't see as much of this today as we used to, because we do so much electronically now, and that is actually stored on disk or in the cloud, one of the two. The next thing this chapter talks about are guides. And if you're looking at an alphabetic guide, your primary guide is usually your letter of the alphabet. So B would be your primary guide. Then they would have a secondary or specialty guide behind it. So in this case, they had a lot of Baileys. So instead of grouping them with all the other Baileys, or everything else in the B's, they wanted to separate it out. So they did a secondary or specialty guide called Bailey, and then they alphabetized all the Baileys behind that before it went on to the next item. As you can see in this one, they had Bailey, Bennett, and Bosworth as specialty guides because there were so many of them that they had for those particular names. They didn't want them getting mixed in with all the B's. Another item you want to take a look at and to make sure you have, if you're doing any type of filing system, is an out guide, whether it be electronic or paper. An out guide is put in place when somebody takes a record out. So you would put the out guide in that place where that record was. This out guide should tell you what file was taken, who it was taken by, the date they took it, and when it is to be returned. And you would need to create some type of a tickler file so you can go back and make sure that you receive those records back. Next thing I wanted to go over was this storing of your own personal records. And the vital records are ones that need to be stored in either a safe deposit box at a bank, or you can purchase one of those fireproof boxes at like Walmart or something like that. And this is where you want to keep items that are hard to replace, like birth certificates, property deeds, wills, any of that type of information. Important records is the next group, and you can replace these fairly easier than the vital records, but it's still very important. And these could be unpaid bills, or receipts from bills, that type of thing. You can also do tax deductible receipts, that type of information. Also, your tax returns, if you keep a paper copy, need to go in with your vital records. Some of the useful records would be like warranties and that type of thing, where you want to keep track of when you purchase a large item and you want to keep the warranty and or the little booklet that comes with it to help you, the product manuals. When you receive a piece of correspondence, you need to mark on that correspondence where to file it, when it was done, and that type of information. So you can tell by looking at this one that this should go under Investment Strategies, Inc., and it gives you the primary, secondary, and third, which order they go into. It has the initials of the person who coded it, and it also has the date and time so that you can actually check back and see when this was done. You should do this to all types of paper correspondence that comes into the office. If you're working for an office that still has a paper record file, sometimes the records are lost or misfiled. I would always check right before the area that it should be filed in and right after. This usually is where some of it is. Make sure that you have checked to see if it was taken out, if any of the names have been put in backwards, that type of thing. That is Chapter 6. If you have any questions, please let me know.